Hello and welcome to the video tutorial today about the song Sequoia by Protest the Hero. Today I'm going to be playing a 4-string bass when Arif from Protest the Hero actually plays a 5-string, which doesn't actually affect this piece of music, but it does affect others that you want to play from Protest the Hero. Today I'm going to be playing my Traben Phoenix. I do think it's probably the best guitar you can get for around £400 or £500, so if you're looking to upgrade from a starter guitar or starter bass, do consider a Traben. They're not very well known, but they do give a great sound. It may not sound great to you on the video because I'm playing through a little practice amp and recording on a phone, so it may not sound great. But back to today's video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to play the tapping solo from Sequoia. This tapping solo isn't actually very hard. Once you've got it down, it's quite simple to do. You start on your 12th fret on your E flat string. I'm playing in standard tuning just because my guitar's in standard tuning and I can't be asked to tune it down. So I'm just going to call them by their original name. So that's E, A, D, and G. So, well, when you play it properly, it's E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. But for today's purposes, you start on your 12th fret on your E string and go to 10th on your A string and then 9th on your D string. Come back to 12th on G string. Your left hand is going oscillating between the two. Your first finger and your second finger doing all the work there. And your first finger, or both fingers on your first hand, going up and down between the two. So you can do it either like, or just using one finger or both. You want to go up like sweep picking on a guitar. You want to play each string individually. So you're going to have to hit the string, relatively hard, but not so hard that it just buzzes out and ruins your tone. So just find what works for you on your fretboard with your strings. Different string width will definitely affect your tone, and well, just find what works for you. Okay, so you start on your 12th fret and you oscillate between. So make sure you do hit each string on every single note. You can't just leave your finger there unless you're doing a pull off, which I don't think happens on this song. But anyway, you want to hit every string. So that's the first phrase. So you go up to 12. On the second phrase, you do actually change your top string. Nothing else changes. You go on, instead of going up to 12th on your G string, you go to 10th on your D string. So like that, you go 12th, 10th, 9th, 10th. Make sure you do practice them in sequence. So you do your first phrase, then your second phrase, then your third. Not just first phrases and then transitioning into your second may be hard. Because you've only practiced one phrase. Make sure you can get them all working well together so you can get your transitions between the finger positions. So your first phrase goes up to 12, your second phrase stays in the same place mostly, but your last, the highest note is 10th on your D string. Sorry. The next bit goes to, instead of starting on 12th on your E string, goes to 14th on your A string. I don't actually know the note. I think that's a B. So it goes up to B on 14th, and your left hand moves up from the middle two strings to the top two strings to D and G. So you do the same sort of movement between the two, but instead of going 14th to 14th, you now go to 14th to 16th. So in sequence, nice and slow. So that one, you don't just stay in the same fret. You move your right hand as well up to the 16th fret on your G string. But your left hand basically does the same thing, just moves up a string. When you finish this one, you don't go back to your 14th. You go to the 13th on your D string. So makes a kind of minor diminished sound, and then you do kind of a diminished scale on this one. Your hand's going to have to move from using your second finger on the lower string and your first finger on the higher string the other way around. So your first finger is now on the lower string and your second finger is now on the high string. It's not that complicated, just switching them around. So from there, you hit your 12th fret on your A string and 11th fret on your E string. That last chord, that last discord there, it's quite nice to hold that on if you've got a moment. You probably won't during the song, but you know, all the others you need to kind of take your fingers off quite quickly and get around. So on this one, you want to get your left hand in that position, and then your right hand comes back, and it's sometimes quite awkward because usually on tapping things my hand's always pointing down the fretboard, but this one kind of comes to point towards your feet. So I'm going to go through it, the last two phases, 3 and 4, nice and slow. You end up the kind of discord there, but then you have to go back to your 12 because it runs through twice. This sequence runs through twice, so do it nice and slow, so you can really exaggerate the movements and you can see what I'm doing. You may want to run this bit of the video again if you're trying to learn. So you go nice and slowly. And up to full pace. This is what it sounds like. And then we go down for a run down to 7th on your A string. And we run into another section of the song, but that's for another day. So I hope today's video has helped you in this section of Process Theory's Sequoia Throne. And please do subscribe for more videos from me, Georgeface, and the Posk from Flight of Daedalus. We've got some more videos coming up, some more tutorials. I think the Posk may be doing one on a song of his choice. But I'm sure it'll be very informative and helpful for your guitar playing. And I may be doing a Blood Meat cover and a Blood Meat tutorial with the tapping section in their song. So give us a like and a favourite if you did enjoy the video. It does help us out a lot. And peace out.